friends, this is the MrsVolfie from our half-acre homestead with a tea break, sort of. It's water. You're going to have to forgive me because I am going to medicate. No, I'm not asking forgiveness. I'm just going to tell you the truth. I just walked across the kitchen and something snapped in my knee and I can't walk on it right now. Well, I can, but I walk like Quasimodo. Because the last time this happened and I had it x-rayed, there was nothing they could do. Except I sat in the waiting room for like 4 hours, right? And what it usually is when this happens, when I feel that, when I hear that little in there and I just get the sudden shooting pain going right down into my ankle and halfway up my thigh, usually means a little piece of bone spur in my knee has broken off and it gets in there, and until it grinds down and becomes powder and gets whatever, it hurts like a son of a bee. So I've got so much going on. Papa came home sick today. I've never seen Papa so sick. He's got the flu, I think. He's got the colds and the chills and the shivers, and he hurts all over. So I ran him a hot bath with Epsom salts and made him a ginger. I made him a tea with ginger and honey. But what kind of tea is it? What's the kind of tea I make you when you're not feeling good, honey? Never mind. It's a very delicate tea. Jasmine. That's it. That's jasmine tea. Jasmine tea with a little pinch of powdered ginger and a bit of unpasteurized honey. And he's in bed. So we had plans to go to 420 on Parliament Hill tomorrow because this may be the last 420 that ever happens in Canada. It might be. It might be the last big 420 on Parliament Hill. But I just blew my knee and Daddy's sick. I had all these wonderful plans to make cookies and go out on Parliament Hill and celebrate that this may be the last 420 protest on Parliament Hill ever, which would be rather cool. And I really don't want to miss the historical significance of this. Okay, laugh. You people may laugh, but we've been fighting a long time against negative, wrong propaganda about what marijuana is all about. So anyway, this isn't my marijuana channel, but I just wanted to explain. So anyway, my knee blew. Mother Nature needs to take a Prozac because this time of year, like almost the end of April, yes, it's been cold on 420. And we've had snow in April, but we usually have it all gone. And then we get a snowfall. It's like, oh, we got a snowfall. But man, I still got ice in my pool. It's like this is not good. I've got 3-foot plants in my box that are supposed to be going in the greenhouse this weekend. Ground's too cold. I can't risk killing them. Like, even though they're in a greenhouse, the bottom part of the greenhouse is made of skids so that they have, and there's top openings so that there's good air circulation. So I had this sweet, hello Christine, if you ever see this, I had this sweet lady, Christine and Chris, couple, this couple come and look at some of my chickens today because I'm overflowing. I got a dog crate in my porch with 8 3-week-old chickens in it. I've got 3 incubators full. Well, not full, but I mean 6 to 8 to 10 eggs in each one. Well, I've got 4 batches. I've got my batch number 4 with the purple stars this time is going into the incubator tomorrow, into the other incubator. It's all getting rotated and recorded. But my last batch, I got 1 out of the 3 turkey eggs, 1 hatched, and out of the 5 chicken eggs, 4 hatched. I'm not hatching any more chickens. And I've still got a 2-week-old and a 3-week-old or a 1 week old and a 2 week old or 3 week old turkey in another bin. So my 8 on right now, usually when we're boiling sap in March, Papa is usually cleaning the barn and cleaning the yard and stuff. It's just, we are ice locked. We are just locked. So sweet little Christine and her husband Chris came because I, through a friend of a friend, told her I had some chickens for sale and she wants a couple of laying hens, but she doesn't want them so young that I have, but I might give her a couple of mine. Because we just don't need that many chickens. I'm downsizing. Okay, we're downsizing. Once I figure out who the best mother and milker is in my goats, most of them are going, and I'm keeping 2 tops, probably Boots and Speckles, and Peckerhead Pete. But I mean, the turkeys, Papa had, like I was saying, had to nail a rug up between the turkey pens, and so Chris and Christine came today, and I was so embarrassed to take them inside the barn. She said, it really stinks in here. And I said, yeah, we're having a really hard time. Normally, this would be clean by now. The goats would be outside for a romp. The turkeys the turkeys would go outside in another week. Papa's going to separate that one big outdoor pen for 2 sets of turkeys. We're going to build another pen for outdoor raising. All this stuff. But like our land deal, nothing can be done right now because where Papa wheels the wheelbarrow to empty the stuff into the ravine where we are actually building up the soil, there's a 4-foot pile of snowplowed snow in his way, and he can't, and it's crunchy, but it's soft. You just dig in it. It's the shitty spring snow that you can't get a wheelbarrow over and you can't walk through. So guess what? Tomorrow, everybody gets a new layer of straw on top of their bed, on top of the floors, and it's just going to be a nightmare to clean. And Papa's not feeling well. And then, excuse me, I have company coming tomorrow. I have my cousin Jeremy. Well, he calls me Aunt Bev. I have a lot of cousins that call me Aunt Bev. And I have a lot of friends of my sons that call me Mama. It's just an expression of respect and stuff. So, although when a 38-year-old man calls you Aunt Bev, God, you start really looking at the gray in the temples and stuff. But anyway, he's coming up tomorrow to help Howie with trees, to take down trees. How they're going to manage it with the snow in the bush, I have no idea. All I know is I'm making a pot of chili, and we're not going to 420. And there's also another cousin coming up who is, again, my first cousin once removed. His name's Matthew, and he is a great videographer. He has a couple of channels on YouTube and one, but again, YouTube is not being kind to new people, even with quality channels like Matt's. Matt's starting a new channel called Toronto Eats, and he's reviewing restaurants, and a lot of them in my old neighborhood. And he's coming up. Jeremy's bringing him up. Arthur and Mel are coming up, and we're just going to kind of try and organize stuff. I don't know how, but Matt is coming up because he wants to, I guess, see me cook venison. I'm not sure if this is for his Toronto Eats at our half-acre homestead, or if he wants to do a video for my channel. But I'm going to tell you, if he does a foodie, any kind of cooking, like if he films me cooking venison and all that stuff, I'm going to ask him to put it on his channel because he could use the boost. Not that I'm really all that exciting of a booster. I don't know why, okay? But this young man, he said, I'd like to film you. And I said, oh, okay. And he said, and I'll do the editing and I'll bring all my own camera equipment. Well, He's a good videographer. I look like chopped liver compared to his work. So I can't wait to see what he's going to turn out. So this weekend, don't expect any videos because I'm going to have a house full of people. There's going to be trees being cut. There's going to be, venison getting cooked, and we're going to eat chili and play board games and cut trees and just try and encourage spring along. But I'm going to tell you, there will be videos a couple of days after the weekend, but I'm going to have time for editing and uploading. And when I have company, I mean, they're really good. I know my kids when they show up, and I don't mean just my children. I mean all my kids. When they show up, they're really good at leave the dishes, mom, or, where do you want this? Or just picking up a broom and sweeping the floor. Because I'll tell you, I was truly embarrassed when Christine came in today. I had 2 bins with birds in them, a cage in the porch, 3 incubators, and I was just unloading my dishwasher when she showed up. So I had all my dirty dishes in the sink. This is the reality of spring. People see us and go, oh, wow. I've had a few people say, oh, your floors are filthy. Well, I dare you. I dare you to do the job that Papa and I do every day and keep your house spotless. This is not a studio, folks. This is real life. And it can be very stressful, and life's messy. Life is messy, especially when Mother Nature needs to take a Prozac because it's April 19th. My plants should be going into the greenhouse. So I've got these beautiful tomato plants. They're already starting to show signs of flowering. Okay, my tomato plants. I've got my other plants, and I'm supposed to be starting another set of plants, but I got nowhere to put them. Just like I got nowhere to put anything that hatches right now. So guess what? I'm keeping the 4 chickens that hatched and the 1 little turkey. I'm selling the other 2 turkeys. I'm selling the 8 chickens, and I'm selling any turkey that hatches. Well, I might keep a couple. You know how it goes. So I was out in the barn, and Peckerhead, Pete, and all the girls were happy to see us. No signs of babies yet, but oh man, we're pushing the boundary. Those babies are going to be due in the next 2 weeks, and the barn has to be cleaned. Poor Papa. It's just, I watched a vlog, Starry Hilder tonight, how she was apologizing because people have been asking where her husband is when in the videos and stuff. And, there's a lot of rumors flying around, and they just 21 days ago filed for divorce, and it just came through. I can't remember how. That's really fast. I don't know how in Canada. I don't think it happens that fast here. But what breaks my heart is that poor woman had to sit in front of her camera and try and explain herself to her audience that her and her husband are getting a divorce, and that she's leaving the homestead, or whatever the case may be, or whatever that may mean for her. And I Facebooked her, and I showed her post, and I Facebooked her, and I said, honey, you don't have to explain anything to anybody, okay? Our lives, us as videographers and YouTube channels, our lives are open books. They really are. And when you share that much of your life with what I call my YouTube family, okay, but with your subscriber base, people get to expect all the details. And there's just some things that are just too private and too personal. And Starry, from me to you, you don't owe anybody an explanation about what you're going through. My God, girl, you have been through enough this last year. Okay? So rest, recoup, And if you want to share what's going on with you, that's great. But don't feel that you have to put your heartbreak in front of the camera when it's still this raw. Okay? We're praying for you. And we're praying for Mr. Hilder too. Because anybody who knows when your life is on camera like this, it can be pretty invasive. I'm pretty lucky that I just don't look at my hair, don't look at my floors, don't, you know, I had my eldest brother come to visit me Tuesday. He was in from sunny California. And he phoned me and said, oh, I just, and he said, oh, I don't need to borrow the truck and blah, 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 because he was going to borrow my truck to help move somebody. And I said, oh, okay, well, that saves you a trip all the way out here from Ottawa and back. And he said, oh, no, I still want to come for a visit. And I said, are you sure? Are you sure? And he said, why? I said, honey, it's spring. Mother Nature needs a Prozac, and spring is way behind. So I've got incubators and bins with chicks and cages with chicks and plants bursting out of grow boxes and a dirty barn. And I'm in a lot of pain, and my floors are a mess because at this point I'm not washing my floors because I have to change. I have to turn eggs and clean brooders every day, and it's killing me with paper towels. But babies are good with the paper towels. The chickens in the porch are idiots. I keep putting shavings down. They throw it all in their water. And then I put paper down, and they just tore it all. I'm really, really tired. And I have to go turn my eggs and go to bed and make sure before I go to bed that see if Papa needs anything. But I think I'm going to be turning the alarm clock off. Well, I'll set it for 7. It's not 5 o'clock. I'll set it for 7, and then I'm going to phone him in sick. I'm not even going to ask his opinion on the matter. He's not going to be happy about that. But you know what? Sometimes when someone's sick or hurting, other people got to know what to do to just help them get through it. This is the Mrs. Volfie from our half-acre homestead saying, I'll see you guys in a couple of days. Not sure if I covered anything worth listening to, but I'm just really grateful to know you guys are all out there. And please say prayers for Starry Hilder. She's going through. She's had a really rough time, and it's not going to get any easier from this point out for a while. Take care. God bless.